And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is your only exceptional NK. I have no duplicates. It's me all over the world. Just me. I don't share identity. Yeah, for beginners who wants to learn graphic design, I would advise you start from the basic and learning from the basic will key you into what you want to do. To key you into it to make you understand what you are going into. So if you want to be a graphic designer, I would advise you start with computer basic. Computer basic, the importance of computer and all that. What you use each of the tools in the what you use each of the hardwares, softwares to do. When you know all these things, every other things becomes so very easy for you. So in learning all that, you first of all, what is a computer? A computer is a piece of equipment that needs electricity or battery power. The computer does the following for you: it accepts information, changes the information. That's it. It accepts information, which is the input. It changes the information, which is a process. Produce new information for you, which is the output, and store the information, which is the storage. The computer completes four basic functions. Let me go back again. What is a computer? You are asked what is a computer. A computer is a piece of equipment that needs electricity or battery power. The computer does the following for you. It accepts information. That's you key in your information, like you open your Microsoft Word, you type in your information. That's your input. You use your keyboard to input your information to your system. Then it changes the information from it changes the information, that is, it, then produce new information as an output. Like what you typed in, you saved and you print out. The printout is the output. The output is what you that the raw data you input, you print it out and you see it, you read it. So and then you store your information into the system. So as we progress, you know how all these things are being achieved. Computer has four basic that make up the information processing cycles. Four basic functions that makes up the information processing cycle. It first is the input, data that you put into the computer. Then second is the process, how your data changes. Then third is your output, data that you can take off your computer. Then fourth is the storage, where your data is being stored. That's the four basic functions: the input, the process, the output, and the storage. These are the four basic functions of a computer. The way that the computer process information is kind of like the ways your own brain works. As in, the way the computer processes your information is kind of the way your brain works. Your input as a human, you input what you take in through your eyes and your ears and your mouth and your nose is where you use your eye, your nose, your ear to input information. Then you process it with your brain. Then your output is the verbal. What I'm teaching you now is the output of what I have studied. That's your verbal written actions are your output. Then your storage is what you save and where and what you throw away. That's just it. That's how the computers work. I believe the person that produced the computer used the functions of human brain to produce it. Even though it's something like, yes, back to where I stopped. So, like I said, the the producer of computer used the human brain and how it processes information and storage and all that to produce its computer. But the difference between a human brain is that you control yourself, you control your brain, you control everything that you take in. But a computer, you as a human being are the person that will control it. It doesn't control you, you control it. So that is different. It's a dummy, as you can see, it is a dummy. So it is when you ask it to do so thing that it will start functioning. So that's the difference. The difference is that's just the difference about computer and a human brain. So why should you use a computer system? Why should you use a computer system? You that want to use computer system, you that want to have a computer in your house, you that want your children to have a computer at home, why do you need them to have a computer at home? What kind of things, what type of things can you do on a computer? If I may ask you, what kind of things do you want to do on a computer? Can you do these things without a computer? You probably can, but computer can help you. There are a lot of things that you can do ordinarily, but using a computer, it makes it faster. It can help you. Like now, before you start, maybe you want to check, maybe you want to cross check, you want to check an information, you want to check, you want to spell check a word. Instead of opening that kind of big dictionary that you start searching letter by letter to look for a particular word, use computer straight, type it in, check. It will give you the answer you need. You don't need to stress yourself about it. You don't need to start searching chapter by chapter looking for a particular word and the meaning. So that's the difference of having a computer at home and why we need to have a computer. It makes our job very easy. So there are five basic of computers. Five basic parts of computer. Sorry, we have five basic parts of computer. We have the input. The input is number one. There are things we use in getting our data inside. We use these things to get information into the computer. That's we use some parts of some things. I mean, we use some things to get this information into the computer. What are those things that we use? One is this, our keyboard. Yeah, our keyboard is an input system, input device. These are part of computers. Use it to. These are example of an input. Yeah. So then, when it comes to output, things we use to see the result of what we do with information we work with. What are the examples of our output? We have our printers, we have our monitors. I think we see what we input with our monitor. We print out what we input with our printer. These are output of a computer parts, of a computer system output. Then we have the central processing unit, that's the CPU. If the CPU processes your instruction, it is the traffic cop. It's the one that gives direction, like a yellow fever now. We call them yellow fever those days. We call them yellow fever. You see them at the traffic, giving hand, telling them go. Red means stop with the light, yellow means ready, green means go. So your central processing unit is your traffic cop. They tell the computer what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. It also works with numbers. It works with numbers 0 and 1. Then the fourth one is your RAM, your memory RAM, random access memory, and ROM, read only memory. The RAM, this is the shortest term of memory. This is a short-term memory. The computer holds information it needs while it is working. When the computer turns off, the information in RAM disappears. The RAM is the short-term memory. The computer uses it to hold information it needs while it is working. Once it goes off, it disappears. All the information disappears. Why the ROM? These are the ones that give there are instructions that are a permanent part of the computer. These instructions are built on a pieces of the computer called chips. These are used to set up the computer, keep time, and do other things that never changes. ROM doesn't change. You can't work with you can't edit it. They are inbuilt. Normally they are inbuilt from the producers of the systems. So you can't change it, you can't remove it. Then the fifth one is the storage. This is where the computer keep all the information you have in the system, in the CPU. There are many types of storage. We have the hard disks, we have the CD, DVD, we have the USB, we have the recent systems now that these generation systems come with the cloud. So your hard disk, this hard disk is inside the actual computer. It has, if you have ever come across the hard disks, external hard disks, some of the shapes of the hard disks in the system comes in that shape. While the second one is the DVD and your CD. You know, your DVD and your CDs, you can also use it to save information. Most information saved there stays for very long time. Then you have your USB drive, your flash. These are the small objects that many people use to store data. USB drive, they are easy to take with. You can move around with it, you can pocket it, put it in your pocket, move anywhere you want to. People call it USB drives. The other names are thumb drive, and jump drive, flash drive. Yeah, these are all the names we call it. Then we have the cloud. Like these recent generation systems come with cloud. The former ones we were using then, as of 2000, it didn't come with cloud. It's as of 2020, we started seeing systems that come with cloud. The cloud is another word for the internet. These are many free ways to store information in the cloud. There are many ways to there are many free ways to store information in the cloud. Some examples are on Google. When you go to Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive, all of them. Go to Google and browse all this. Most of these things you get the direction on Google. But just know that these are your storage devices, your hard disk, CD, USB drive, your cloud, then the cloud. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of different types of computer storage? Advantages, and you go and learn it, you go and read it, and come up with a possible um, note on that. Thanks. This is where I will stop for today. I will continue next time. I'll continue with our next teaching will be on computer programs. I hope you guys will stick with this and always come around to read and know about what you are going into. When you know all these basic things about computer, then when you go into your graphic design or your data processing or your desktop publishing, everything becomes very, very easy for you. I draw the curtain here, hoping to continue where I stop next time. Thank you for sticking back. Bye.